Call the meeting to order. Sorry. Roll call.
Commissioner Bowden?
Present.
Commissioner Kunis?
Present.
Commissioner Kroll?
Present.
Attorney Romano?
Present.
Lieutenant Hubbard?
Present.
Okay, we have a quorum. Okay, we have one-day license for St. George's Church. It's for 3 one-day licenses for the annual Grecian Festival on September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Madam Chairman, I'll move that we approve the one-day licenses for our Grecian friends and waive the fees.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
And we have another one-day license for Arts After Hours. It's a nonprofit for August 5th. It's a concert from 7 to 11 at All Care Visiting Nurses Association.
That's the annual meatball.
What is it?
The annual meatball.
Then I'll make a motion that we grant the license permit and we waive the fees.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then we have one more one-day license for Bentwater Brewing Company, and that's for Saturday, October 14th. I love these people that plan ahead. That's good. Saturday, October 14th, they're going to have a live band, and it will be from 3 to 10 p.m. in the parking lot adjacent to the Bentwater Brewery.
I don't see any problem with this. We've done this before, so I'll move that we approve the one-day. Yeah, I don't have any questions or concerns.
No.
Wider review.
No?
Okay, that's a move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then, I'm sorry, I took out of order, I forgot, our minutes from our April, meeting.
Move that we approve the April.
Everybody have a chance to read them?
Oh, yes,
Also?
good minutes by Assistant
Yes,
Clerk. And
very thorough, very complete. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Okay, and then we have 2 common victuals, Polo Campero. Hi, wanna come on up? How are you?
Very good.
Yeah, I guess we had a mix-up last month. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, well, it looks like everything's in order. How's it going so far?
Everything's fine, so the construction is, the work is supposed to be finished between August 7, between 1st and 7, you know? And, but we're excited to open the business.
When do you think you'll be open?
Well, for open the store, probably around August 20, August 25th, you know? Because they finished the construction between 7/14, so
Yeah.
2 weeks after that, ours plan to open the store.
Starting to look good, the outside looks very nice. Yeah, yeah.
Now you don't have
Absolutely.
you don't have a list right now?
A menu?
Not the list, at least the property, because it says here it
Oh.
was expired,
No.
June 17th, this year.
What's that?
So that was written right here.
That's for here.
Yeah.
I have a lease. Right here, with an expected open date of June 30th, 2017.
June 16th.
June, yeah, with an expected open date of June 30th, 2017, so that they have a lease.
Beyond.
Exactly, they were anticipating that they were going to open June 30th, but they haven't, but they have the lease in
I
place,
don't
just
think
in
I've
case.
ever seen a restaurant open
Yeah.
on time. I didn't see an entertainment license. Did I miss something?
I didn't think there was going to be
What's that?
entertainment.
Did you?
I know the other one, there was
Yeah, the other one, there was an
yeah.
entertainment. It was checked
Are you
off.
having any entertainment, TV, radio?
Yes,
anything like that?
yes.
Okay, and you will have to get an entertainment license.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
And you will be.
So you need to request that? Oh,
You,
sure.
Debbie, she'll hook, she'll take care of it
will
for
be
you.
operating the restaurant.
I'm the area manager, so That's part of my area.
And the owner, will he be resident or he's going to reside in Texas?
Yes, and Texas that's a corporation store. So, yes, the men's office staying in Dallas, yes. But here we have 4 stores in my area.
Unless you have any
Nope,
other questions,
I have
Madam
none.
Chairman, I'll move that we approve the common victular license. Like we said, if there's an entertainment license,
Right.
you need to get that through
Okay.
Assistant
Debbie, yep.
Clerk Ginnivan.
Sure.
I'll second.
All in
And
favor?
You guys invite me to us, right?
Say it again, please.
For the entertainment
License?
license?
Yes, sure.
You guys invite me to us. All right.
Yeah, I can email it.
All right, great. Anything else?
No.
That's it.
No, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, and then we have another common victular, Anafe Restaurant. How are you?
How are you?
Good, good, good. 38 Bennett Street, huh? Okay. What kind of food will you be serving? You have a menu by yourself? Thank you. Very good. And what days of the week are you going to be open? No,
7 days.
7 days?
5 p.m.
7 days? And what are your hours going to be?
I want it from 6 a.m. in the morning to 11, Monday to Thursday, and from Friday to Sunday, from 6 to midnight.
Sunday, what was it? 6 to midnight?
From 6 to midnight.
On
On Friday.
Friday through Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 to
Yes.
midnight. And
Monday through Thursday, 6 to 11.
6 to 11.
Mhm. Okay. And are you planning on having entertainment? Yes. What are you having for entertainment?
Just music and TV.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, fine, just fine. Everything's in order.
sounds good.
I don't have any,
Just need those hours, that's all I was thinking.
yeah, that was the only thing that was blank.
Mhm.
Questions?
No.
Commissioner
I
Quinlan?
just want to make sure that you, capacity is 30 people, right? That includes even the employees inside the restaurant.
Good.
Okay.
All right. I'll
Need a
move to
motion?
approve the common vicular.
Second?
So,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You can pick it up Thursday. Okay, and then we have a request for an extension of premises. Patrick? Devova? Devova? How do you really say it? How do you really pronounce it? How do you pronounce it? Devova. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cute name. Linda Pasaki, huh? Okay.
You just seeing that now?
I
It's been
did.
around for a few years.
No, I haven't
Well,
noticed.
I'm taking you there for a burger one day, okay?
I hear the steak tips are better.
Okay.
You're not getting off that cheap. All right. All right, so tell us what your plans are.
It's not uncommon, given our occupancy, that we have, anywhere between 15 to 30 people, in a queue waiting to get in. And so the idea behind it is simply that, gee, if we could rope off an area and at least offer beverage service, we'd probably retain a greater amount of those people. And that's really it. That's where it begins and ends.
Okay. Do you plan on providing any type of entertainment or music out there? Or?
No,
Okay.
it'll be strictly a few bistro tables, some picnic tables, or whatever, whatever we decide. And
It's temporary. Until the bathrooms, the ADA compliant bathrooms are done.
Yeah, they should be signed up. I'm guessing by beginning of next week. So that would be.
Okay. Madam Chairman, I was on a fact-finding mission there last Thursday where I had a cheeseburger and a Bloody Mary, and I can tell you that they are moving along with their ADA compliant bathrooms. At that time, you'll meet with inspectional services, and that will up your occupancy permit. That's the ultimate goal here.
Okay.
There is also a hostess station outside.
Outside, in
on
that area?
In that area now.
those managers on premise full time.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay.
But you are just looking to do this temporarily, correct?
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking for just the peak hours. Really, it isn't to like create a separate beer garden, but it's for just the peak hours as people come in. You know, we have a kind of a sophisticated, well, whatever. We have something that, you know, will notify them on, you know, online or via text when they're coming in. And I'm just looking at the retention rate, and it's less than what I would like it to be. Or, you know, so I would just, you know, I'm thinking if we can offer them something while they're waiting.
Would say from now until Labor Day, give you enough
Yeah, I
time.
think I put on the like end of
say
August,
month.
which
Yeah,
is,
you can.
yeah, something like that
Yeah.
is satisfactory.
And they wouldn't be able to smoke out there?
No,
Okay.
no, it would be in
Same rules
accordance
that
with-
apply, exactly.
We'd be working in
Okay.
accordance with the same laws outside of.
Beautiful. Just want to make sure you understand that, but,
Would this increase the capacity? It says here 160.
I'm sorry?
The capacity, would that be increased if they say they have beer at the area?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you.
Outside, so it doesn't, you know, it doesn't increase the number that's on the inside.
if they're outside, it doesn't affect their occupancy,
No, the
right?
occupancy, I don't know what will happen if someone does a drink and you mentor your occupancy. They-
Well, that probably should be remedied, you know, very quickly as well, so.
Okay.
um,
Okay, as long as you're aware of it, that, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. The final touches are going in, paints on the walls.
Okay.
Petitions are going in, so yeah, we should be fine.
All right.
Approximately how many tables, what type of table?
I'm guessing 2 to 3 picnic tables, something small. It's not like,
I didn't put
that's
here.
not really the scale, what I scraped
I
out
just didn't
there.
want to go by and have you, you know, like it's
like a
it's the Sam
25%.
Adams Fest where 60 people are crammed into this little roped off area,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, it's just to, you know, as people are waiting to get in.
Yep, 2 or 3 picnic tables, that sounds fine, just fine.
Any other questions?
I'll move to approve the extension of premises until, say, September 1st. That will give you adequate time.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Okay. Okay, and then we have a hearing for the Las Vegas restaurant.
Sam, you
And this is Sandra Sanchez, who's the manager. Las Vegas Restaurant is at 22 Monroe Street. I would like to take them in the order that they were in the middle.
Okay.
So the first incident is the incident of May 14th. And that incident, which started small, became a very serious and tragic matter later. It's sort of the tale of unforeseen consequences. This incident was between 2 groups, 2 individuals that are known, they're brothers, Antonio, right, and his brother, Sergio. They are known and had been customers at Las Vegas Restaurant. They had been in the restaurant, and later, 3 individuals unknown to Sandra came in. The kitchen's open till 12:30. They came in, they ordered a meal, the 3 individuals. They had a beer with their meal, there's table service. This evening, Erica's here, who was the waitress who served. So they had a beer at the table, and then they had a beer at the bar, and then these groups left. What I'm describing to you in general terms is for 2 reasons. One, there is a surveillance video that's been viewed, and I think is in the possession of the police. And the events I'm describing in general terms because the matter was under investigation then and it led to criminal charges. And these people could well be witnesses in a criminal proceeding. What then happened is, as these people exited at closing time, Erica, the waitress, brought to Sandra's attention, the manager, that there was trouble outside. Sandra ran to the front outside and observed in a very quick fashion, and all of this, as I say, is on the surveillance video, her leaving the premises, viewing it, and then she reached in her back pocket for her phone to call the police, told them stop, call the police, reached her phone, wasn't there, ran back in to get the phone, came back, the 3 individuals who were involved were gone. The 2 individuals were still there looking on the ground for one of the individuals' eyeglasses. She inquired if they were all right, is everything fine? They said so. They were there for a few minutes. They left. It's after this that apparently these two individuals who were known to Sandra were ambushed, and one of them was seriously assaulted. And but that was unknown to Sandra at that time. Later that morning, the police, I think, the Criminal Investigation Divisions called her and asked if they could view the surveillance tape. Together, they went to the establishment. It was early on a Sunday morning, I think, and they accessed the tapes. And then they saw essentially what I described to you. They asked to get a copy of the tape, and they did. They then asked if any people had information, and as I indicated, Sandra knew the two people, one of whom was the victim, and she had discussion with Erica. And from that, other information was obtained, and it was provided to the police. And from that, I think the police made ultimately arrest and a successful investigation. In terms of these three people who were involved, it would be the waitress's information and Sandra's, that they ordered a meal, they had a beer, they went to the bar, and I think this is shown on the tape. They left. When they get outside, there's an altercation between the two brothers and the other three. Happens like this. They leave. It's subsequent, and I think it's a few blocks away, and maybe several minutes later, that unfortunate result occurred. And that's incident number one. As I say, in terms of that, I think I only have the basic report that perhaps you do, but I think that there are additional supplemental reports, and that the investigation was fruitful. But I do want to emphasize that Sandra was very cooperative. The second incident, Sandra again is on the scene as the manager. On this one, it's an individual who is from the area, who began acting out inside. They shut him off. But no good deed goes unpunished. So they shut him off, and they told him he had to leave. And not only that, they said they would call a cab for him, which they did. When he went outside, he got engaged with the security and the doorman. On Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, they have security. Roberto, who's a known security individual in the city, assigns people. On Saturday nights, they have two people assigned. And the general practice is that at closing time, one of the two goes outside to sort of shush people along and maintain control. When this individual was told to leave, he left and went outside, but then he tried to regain access and come back in. And that's when he got into a confrontation, which Sandra observed, with the security people. It turns out that I think Sergeant Nardone is there. So Sandra is the woman that's described as waving down the police, who then ultimately give this person an opportunity to leave, but then he acts out in front of the police. He's ultimately arrested for disorderly conduct. So in this one, the bar was concerned about his activity inside and shut him off, okay? Secondly, they made him leave. Thirdly, they called him a cab, okay? And, but when he got outside and tried to get back in, and the security tried to stop him, that's when this affray occurred. And then with respect to the third incident, the letter from the citizen, I think you all know that this establishment's on Monroe Street. There are other establishments on Oxford Street. But with respect to what was outlined, some of the things, the security folks are here, okay? Some of the things that we have taken steps to do is to post signage that says, respect your neighbors, you must leave at closing time. And I talked with the head of security with respect to this, making it a standard operating procedure that the people who are assigned that at closing time, one be posted outside, which had been the case, but that they be specifically assigned to move people along and to have them leave. As you can see when you read these reports, this is the usual reason for these things. Everybody gets up and leaves. There's a SUV with women. There's some people leaving. There's an exchange between them. And this goes on outside. And then people take issue with other people talking to whomever. And Sandra is aware, she runs establishments in the city of Revere, that the curtilage, I remember I learned that from one of your predecessors, Sergeant, who's the head now of the drug task force, that the curtilage, which is an old English term for meaning the outside of the premises, is still subject to the control and the direction of the management, and Sandra's the management. So I pointed that out. So one of the other things we talked about doing is putting in, doesn't own the building, but with the cooperation of the people who own the building, putting in a spotlight over the front door. Because she knows the practices at the time of closing, okay? She brings up the lights, they shut off music, they tell people to settle up, pay your check, then they ask them to leave, they sort of send them out slowly so that everybody's not bursting out all at once. She's familiar with those practices. But what's happened, apparently, and there's evidenced by the complaint you have and by both the commonality of the incidents that I see at least, is that it happens right outside the doorway as people are leaving. It happens like at 106, 107. And so there, I think she has been made aware of and was aware from her prior experience. She just can't close the door and shut out the world and all the problems. And in fact, she was engaged, as I say, flagged down Sergeant Nardone, had gone outside on the earlier incident, and I remember when I first saw this report, because I knew the outcome, that I found it kind of hard to believe that if somebody had been seriously injured, they'd be out there for 5 minutes looking for eyeglasses. But they both told her they were fine and left. Well, the reason is they were fine when they left. It's what happened further down the street. And so I think that's an overview. As I say, on incident number 1, I think that surveillance tapes would bail us out. And if you needed the folks who were there, are here. And then on the second matter, I think it's clear that Sergeant Nardone's report is accurate because it reflects what he saw and what the interaction between he and the manager was. And on the third, my surmise, and I'm just making a surmise, this incident in May happens like May 14th. You get the letter like May 23rd or whatever. I don't fault people for saying this is good, there's a nexus, all right? And then I think the disorderly was the one as a result of saying the person shouldn't be there, was shut off, and getting them a cab to drive on home. But he didn't want to do that. Okay. So that's my overview. Sandra's here. She's not a native English speaker, but she can speak English. I have people that can translate. I'm sure you do too. And Roberta's here, the security officer's here, and the waitress is here.
Sounds like there's some good practices in place. It does, but let's hear from Lieutenant Habit.
I think, as Councilman Kelly pointed out, the first incident was very serious, multiple very serious, but the actual assault didn't occur at her location.
Right.
And I recognize that she called the police, and she's doing everything in her power. I hope she's not overextending herself, being outside when there's an assault or something. We don't want you to endanger yourself. Certainly get the officers involved, call 911 if there's an emergency. So you don't become victimized or assaulted. You have staff that does that. Also acting in a limited role, not to get involved too much. But my concern is, I want some reassurance. We're not over-serving. These people aren't getting drunk, and this behavior is a result of maybe drinking too much there. I understand the council said he had a beer here and moved over there. Very possibly the case. So I would ask that you're on top of that. Your management and control of the alcohol that's being served is not exacerbating these two incidents that are right close to each other. Okay, May 14th and June 3rd, I believe. Those are my concerns. The relatively new restaurant, I know that I understand from the detectives involved in the first incident that you were very helpful. The restaurant and staff was very helpful with the district attorney's office in providing information. So that's recognized. I think we just need to make sure that this isn't a pattern. Okay, that's what our concern would be. It's not a pattern. The board. Those are my concerns to you.
Mine, and what I'm seeing here is your client has been open too short of a time to have, this isn't the first 2 or 3 police reports we've seen about this. And I was at that community meeting where, yes, that one lady emailed me about patrons of yours urinating in public, but there were 2 other people that had spoke to me about this, that they see them coming out of your establishment. So I don't know what the board's pleasure is, but it's like, we've seen this in the past, and we've seen when we roll back hours that this stops.
Right,
And
but
almost immediately, so.
But I feel that we're hearing that she's being cooperative and that she
Sure.
is putting practices in place to ensure that these issues cease and desist.
But-
I would just suggest that you don't hesitate to call the police. Call the police. Don't put yourself in the position where you could get hurt. I don't want to see that. And as far as the public urination and whatnot, I think you referred to the fact that you're going to put spotlights out there. Or,
Well, we don't own the building, but just other than posting signs in the interior and putting, at closing time, one of the 2 doormen or security people outside is to try to brighten that area with a spotlight. There's a surveillance camera out there now that was helpful, but it's do whatever can to encourage people to not loiter to leave. But I just think it's not only this establishment. At closing time, you have this interaction between people who have been in there and people who are leaving. And the other suggestion that we've talked about is you don't send everybody out all at once. In other words, if you had last call at 12:30, she was interested in making sure people settle off their chabs and pay. But I said you might want to take one group and then at 12:45 the next group, so you don't send everybody out all at the same time.
when do you serve the last drink? 12:30, okay. And all the alcohol is off the tables at what time?
Maybe 15 minutes before 1. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds reasonable.
And everybody out 10 minutes before. Nobody at the restaurant 10 minutes before 1.
They left. And then 2 other people.
Victor and Sergio didn't stop. They're the ones that she's known.
Yeah.
One of them became
The
a
victims.
It was the other 3. There was an accident between one of Sergio and one of the 3.
Yeah. The actors brother the victim.
Have you incidents with any of these people before? With the people that are arrested, were they ever at your place?
That was the first time I saw them.
It's a tough
Terrible.
business.
It's terrible.
Yeah. First time.
First time, wow. Wow. Well, you see how important video is.
Yeah.
They're making sure to keep
Yeah.
those cameras working.
We recognize the people make a troublemaker and we don't let them go inside after they come.
They have people at the door before you enter. So the 3 who came in were stopped at the door, ID. But then the other part of it is, which again she volunteered to me, is that because they have table service, the waitress ID carded them. So they were carded at the door, carded at the table.
Now we try to have the same security all weekend, and then they know troublemaker people, and the security guy can let them come in.
So she is following the protocol.
But we don't want any more complaints from the neighbors because then it becomes a community problem and you become a nuisance and we would have to roll back your hours or,
Yeah.
we don't want to do that because it does sound like you are doing the right thing, so. What's your pleasure?
I say accept the files, but just be aware that
Yeah,
if this keeps up and we have you down,
Yeah.
you know.
Let me just say this. Some of the people who were appearing here tonight did somewhat with trepidation, but they thought it was important to establish what really happened.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
One second here.
I'll make a motion that we accept.
Give that to the commissioner.
Well, that's true, we could do that, okay.
Mm.
Okay. So we will accept this for the file, subject to recall if there are more incidents, which is fair, okay?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Thank you very
Need a
much.
motion?
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Crank the rest of these out,
Yep.
huh?
Oh, yeah, it took longer than I thought. Oh, that was good. All right, then we have a notice from the, a hearing notice from the ABCC regarding the Conga Lounge. Does anybody know what the outcome of that was? It was July 11th. Thai Cafe, you were supposed to be here last month. Okay, hold on.
That's good.
Okay.
That's very good. Want to do this Thai Cafe? Where's that? 11A Broad Street. They were a no-show last month. remember?
Right. Come on up.
The schedule we received was 18th of July.
Hurry, make it wait.
Yes, it definitely says the 18th of
Okay.
July. I don't know who wrote that, though.
All righty then, hi, how are you? Okay, good,
There's the
okay.
Yes.
Thai Cafe,
It's fine on the
that's all right, it's close enough, right?
Yes, close
Okay, that works.
95% of it will be the same.
Okay,
Will be,
okay,
we removed some and we changed some, but it's still mostly 95% of it is the same.
okay, most of it's gonna be taken.
Right.
Okay, and Tuesday through Sunday,
Yes.
11:30 to 9:30.
Yes.
Perfect.
You have Drunken Noodle?
Yes, I have.
Perfect.
And you're not gonna have any entertainment?
No, we don't.
All right, and it looks like everything is in order here, your paperwork?
Yeah, we got the food permit yesterday.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So you can serve food?
We will open
Good.
Friday.
This Friday?
Yes.
All right.
Food permit.
Oh, good, very good,
Awesome.
very good. Thursday you can pick up the conversation.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Just need a motion to
Drop
accept?
some menus off in the mayor's office.
Oh, okay. Sure. We will.
I'll-
We're being a lot.
We need a motion.
approved and
Thank you.
convicular.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank
Yep.
Congratulations.
Like
Congratulations.
I vote? Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Anything else?
No, you're good.
Need that back.
Thank you, good luck. All right.
Around what time?
In the city clerk's office.
I was excited when I saw that last month because I do love Thai food.
All right, and then communications, we have a hearing notice from the ABCC regarding the Conga Lounge. They had a hearing on July 11th. Anybody have any information on that?
I'm looking online right now, there's no like a decision come out.
Okay, so they're still closed then?
Correct.
All right,
They're open as Linwood Lounge at the moment.
okay. Oh, yeah, I remember now, Yep, okay. All right, so we have police reports.
Okay, police report. Sullivan's Liquors, there was an incident outside that I was involved in, had nothing to do with the bar. It was a road rage incident that ended up stopping in that parking lot. Had nothing to do with the bar. There are two, I'll put them together, Convenience Station 570 Weston Avenue. The first is a PC. There was a gentleman in there trying to buy alcohol. They wouldn't serve him, from what I understand. Ultimately, the officers got there. He was ultimately put in protective custody. The second one for the convenience station was an OUI arrest. The police report indicates that video shows the suspect come in, purchase alcohol, beer I believe, and then go out and get involved in an accident and ultimately get arrested. I went to speak with the owner
Yeah, I was gonna say,
to try to get the video.
had he already been drinking?
When you went to the liquor store?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I would imagine he would have
yeah, yeah.
been intoxicated at
Yeah.
that point because there was
That's-
no time, very little time after he left the store. He was involved in the incident. And then the
Why
officers-
would we bring him
And for a conference.
Okay, I did
So
speak
we
with
can-
him,
okay.
and he assured me that they didn't serve anybody. They were very diligent, and I can understand that. I don't have the video in my hand though. I'm going to have it. No, bring him in for a conference. I'll be able to have that by the time they come in.
Reiterate to him that Convenience station.
The July 7th, first one, right?
No, the, June 12th?
Convenience station, 570 Western Ave, 7117.
Oh, you got two on?
There's two on here.
Okay, yes, okay, so let's bring, yeah, okay, yeah, let's bring it. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that's still impossible.
That was, the clerk who works there, she got it first stolen. I actually identified somebody and we've got complaints against them. They had nothing, they could have done nothing differently. The last one is the porthole on the last, I believe. Oh, yeah, the porthole is a general incident, I think it was a PC. Person was intoxicated. I had his dog. Is that what it was, PC?
His lucky day.
Yeah.
He should have wound up in jail, and the dog should have ended up in the pound, the poor dog.
Dog should have been taken away.
Yeah, I know. Right.
So we filing now?
Yeah. Except for the
Yeah,
files.
except for the file.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
That's it. Anything else?
Anybody have any new business or anything?
Motion to adjourn.
Always in order. So moved.
I gotta go put this in the menu drawer. No, you have no idea.